How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning into the video. The upcoming Supreme Court 2A case could make gun carry legal everywhere in the United States. Before we get on with the video, as always, if you enjoyed the video or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. It helps the channel out tremendously and helps the channel grow, and it's greatly appreciated. Can the government stop you from carrying a concealed handgun in public? That's the question before the United States Supreme Court in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruen. Whether the Second Amendment allows the government to prohibit ordinary law-abiding citizens from carrying handguns outside the home for self-defense. Petitioner Brandon Koch said he applied for a license to allow him to carry a firearm for self-defense. Koch cited a bevy of training courses he had taken in support of his license request. The license officer denied Koch's request, stating he failed to show proper cause to carry a firearm in public for the purpose of self-defense because he did not demonstrate a special need for self-defense which distinguished him from the general public. The district court summarized that Koch did not satisfy the proper cause requirement because he did not face any special or unique danger to his life. I forgot to mention at the starting of the video, there was also a gentleman who was a co-petitioner in this case with the last name of Nash, and he was turned down because of all the same reasons. Nash and Koch argued that the New York state law violated their constitutional right to bear arms. The Second Amendment Foundation filed an amicus brief in the case and joined by a dozen of state firearm associations. The brief lays out the history of why concealed carry is a core Second Amendment right. Scores of other pro-gun rights groups also filed friend of the court briefs. These groups are optimistic about this case. Otherwise, they argue the court's conservative majority would not have agreed to hear the case. But what would a victory look like? Second Amendment Foundation founder and executive vice president Alan Gottlieb said if the petitioners are victorious, there could be several likely outcomes: good, better, best, and outstanding. I believe the law will be overturned. I believe we are going to win. The question is how big we will win, Gottlieb said. Lower than good, Gottlieb said, would be if the court finds the law unconstitutional, but that it only applies to the individual plaintiffs, and they send directions for New York to follow. That would be the lowest form of victory. A better victory, he said, would be if the court finds the New York law unconstitutional facially. 8 other states have show cause laws: California, Hawaii, Rhode Island, Maryland, Delaware, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. All of their laws would be impacted by such a decision. But we'd really like the court to go further than that and go to a shell issue law. One that says if the applicant is not a prohibited individual, the government shall issue a license. Because the good cause argument is unconstitutional and doesn't work, Gottlieb said. Even better if they required a standard of review of heightened scrutiny, like strict scrutiny, because carrying a firearm outside the home is a core Second Amendment right. This scrutiny, Gottlieb said, would put the burden on the government to show why they should be allowed to infringe on a right. It would require the government to show the court why lower levels of scrutiny couldn't solve a potential public interest without infringing on a constitutional right. Of course, they could expand our Second Amendment rights, which would affect other rights, not just carry laws, Gottlieb said. And that's unlikely because Chief Justice Roberts likes narrow decisions. Whatever the outcome, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruen is destined to become a landmark Second Amendment case. The U.S. Supreme Court is scheduled to hear oral arguments on November 3rd. Let me know in the comments section down below, do you think the petitioners will win this landmark Second Amendment case? And as I mentioned at the starting of the video, if you liked the video or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I will see you guys in the next video.